There's one person that should drive your career, and that's you. So you should be asking yourself, where do I want to go next?
Always believe you were born to win. It's your right to win. Claim it, frame it, 'cause you were.
What do you wish women over 40 knew about themselves and their careers?
That your voice is powerful. You don't have to be a taker in your career.
What does a taker mean?
A taker means somebody's telling you, okay, you should go to this role, you should go to that role, or, you can't do this or you can't do that. There's one person that should drive your career, and that's you. So you should be asking yourself, where do I want to go next? And let me make sure that I understand what the key success factors are in this new seat. Let me make sure that I already have those skills and those experiences. And if I don't have them, let me be intentional over the next 6 months about making sure that I close the gaps that I perceive that I have. And make sure that you're talking to people about what it looks like to be successful, so that you're not just defining that in your own mind, you're actually getting some data. And now you're going to have to tell somebody that you're interested in that role. And you tell them why you think you'd be great at that role. So when they tell you no, they have to tell you why.
Carla, you have spent 35 plus years inside the rooms where decisions about people's compensation, promotion, equity, opportunities are decided. What do women not understand about how power truly works in the corporate world?
One of the most important things that I think women don't understand is that you do need a sponsor speaking for you in those rooms, as you just articulated. Every single decision about your career will be made in a room behind closed doors where you are not present. Your compensation is going to be decided in a room where you're not present. Your promotions are going to be decided in a room where you're not present. And new opportunities are going to get doled out and you're not present. So somebody has to speak on your behalf in that room. And I dubbed that person back in 1990 a sponsor, because that person is spending their currency. Sponsors do spend currency. They sponsor shows. They sponsor games. They spend their currency on your behalf to make sure that you're going to get the promotion, you're going to get the compensation, you're going to get the next great opportunity. And women were told for so long that just keep your head down and work hard. And if you're doing that, we tend to overinvest, as I call it, in the performance currency. That's your deliverable. I call it that, the performance currency. You're delivering that which is asked of you and a little bit extra, right? But you keep investing to the point of diminishing margin utility. And what you should be doing is investing concurrently or very shortly thereafter in the relationships. There should not be a question in your mind as to who's going to spend some currency on your behalf in that oh so important meeting. So going back to your context about you're in the room where the things are getting said, somebody has to speak for you. Do you know who that is? So one of the things that I say to professionals is, especially when it's time for compensation decisions, especially when it's time for promotions, you need to ask yourself, who's going to spend some currency on me in that room? And if you can't answer that question, then you know that you need to retreat from working so hard and invest in a sponsor relationship. And sometimes you have to exercise your power. You have to say, Mel, I know that you guys are going to be making those decisions about promotions, and I need somebody to speak on my behalf. You know me, you know my work, you know the client feedback, and I hope you feel comfortable spending a little currency on me behind closed doors. Now, in a perfect world, you're having that conversation long before that afternoon where it's going to happen. But worst case scenario, you don't let the meeting happen in the room when you haven't said anything to anybody, because then you're sitting there like this. And as the great Mike Tyson said, hope is not a strategy.
If these pearls were useful to you, then like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll give you a few more pearls that'll help you to maximize your success.